Hey everyone, this is Patricia to share a featured project on the Citrus Twist Kits YouTube channel for April. I am going to be creating this project using mostly the April Scrapbook Add-On kit. I think pretty much I'd use the entire contents of that kit. But I also really dug into a lot of the Night and Day Life Crafted kit. And I want to show you first some of those projects that will be posted on the blog. I love the This Is Life AMPM stamp set. And I used it to stamp my cover of a brand new traveler's notebook that I created. And then I filled the first page with the Night and Day stamp set, and then some of the die cuts from the Life Crafted kit. Now this is one of the spreads that I'm sharing on the blog later that uses the Life Crafted kit and that stamp. I don't know. There's always a favorite each month, but I have to say this evening, this is the Life AMPM stamp set with the moon and the stars and the different ways to document night and day activities might be one of my favorites. And since I've used it quite a bit, I got some inspiration to use the crescent moon not as a moon, but as the little scallops and the formations of clouds. So what I'm doing is I'm using two ink pads, one a lighter, one a darker, in the same color, and I'm inking the crescent moon in the lighter ink first, and then just tapping along the edge, the outside edge of the crescent moon with the darker ink pad. And the reason for that is to not contaminate the ink pad, or especially your lighter one. Definitely lighter ink is getting on the darker ink pad, but you're not going to see it even though it is getting on there. If you had done the opposite and started with the darker ink and then tap, tap, tap with the lighter ink, you will change your lighter ink color. So that's the reason you always start with the lighter color, then go to the darker color, and then stamp. So it adds just a nice little shading, and it's giving me a little bit of that cloud look. So I'm going to just keep building on this. I really wasn't sure how this was going to come out, and I was like, okay, it is looking a little bit like clouds, like little puffy clouds, and I'm just placing the other page next to it to get a feel for it. I'm liking how it's coming out, so I'm just going to keep building on this. I'm going to keep using these two ink pad colors, and then I'm going to go to a lighter, two lighter color ink pads in the same color, blue. But I at first thought I would do all the dark color at the top and then bring down the lighter colors at the bottom to kind of create a little bit of an ombre feel. But clouds really aren't like that. They really do have some texture and some shading within. So I felt like just doing the same technique with these two lighter ink pads, creating that shade within those clouds that I've already created. So I'm just going to keep building on that until I like it. And then I decided to go ahead and add the little sun, or in this case the moon rays, there at the top. And then I added the cute little moon face in the center. And then I finished that top part with some of the stars, the cluster of stars in the yellow ink, just dotted 3 times at the top. And that will finish that stamping right there. I'm going to go on now to punch my holes onto the right side of my page here. And I was going to use, first of all, this cut file in another project, in that glow project in my Life Crafted album, but it was too much for that. And I really didn't want to waste it or throw it out. I already backed the moon and the PM with pattern paper from the Scrapbook Add-On kit. So I was just playing around, cleaning up my desk a bit, and I saw the tags and the die cuts from the add-on kit, the Crepe paper collection, and I loved the way it looked behind this cut file. So I just started kind of tinkering with that, and I loved that gingham pattern paper. So I just trimmed that to just put in place behind it. Now I did add some white machine stitching around the cut file. So I'm really glad this actually inspired the photos that I selected. The photos I selected are just playing around my daughter with the sorting hat filter in Instagram. So it really worked out well with the whole feel of the project. Now I love that the chipboard that comes in the Scrapbook Add-On. I picked out these 3 labels. and I am going to use the Traveler Notebook stamp set along with the This Is Life AMPM stamp set, and I'm going to use my Stays On black ink to stamp directly onto those to add a little bit more stamping to this. I love how this came out. Now you'll see later at the end of the video in the finished project, I had just placed these chipboard stickers onto here, and I did not like them that far over because I'm really not going to adhere the screen cut file to the pattern paper underneath. I wanted to just be able to have it separate. So I just positioned those a little bit further to the left of there. And I'm just going to finish up this stamping. It's reiterating the story of the evening, and I love that little quote from the Traveler's Notebook stamp set. It says, "The darkest nights produce the brightest stars," and that kind of inspired me to go back and do something on the left page. But first, I want to add some journaling, and the This Is Life AMPM has that awesome bracket. So I stamped the bracket, and I stamped the numbers with the AMPM, and then I used the images with the bar and the circle to highlight the time and then the PM. I love that stamp set, one that I think you will use a lot. I think it's just so cool for documenting. And then I'm going to add my journaling. I'm going to just type it and just send it right through my typewriter. It was a perfect amount of space for journaling. And then to fill in the left side of my bracket, I'm going to use the Here in the Light sentiment from the This Is Life AMPM stamp set. Okay, so I'm inspired by the light, the moon, the other sentiment that says the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. And so I decided to move my photos. Now I printed them in a circle and then trimmed them, leaving a little bit of white space around them. My daughter's photo, I wanted hers to be the main photo, so hers is larger. And the image, one of the other images, has little diamonds that could be like little moon rays or sun rays. It won't fit around her photo, but it will with my husband and my photo. So I'm going to stamp that using the same two blue ink colors that I had used previously. And I'm going to place our photo within it. Now what I love about both the sun ray and this little starburst little stamp image is you can see how I'm stamping. You can stamp it, get another ink color, and you can rotate it to stamp in between your image. So you can really get some cool looks with it. And that's what I did on the cover of my Traveler's Notebook that I showed earlier. So I committed to my photos here and adhered those into place. And I really have everything I want. I have different stamped images and phrases. I have my background, I have my pattern paper. So really all I'm going to do is, I love this little chipboard house. I thought it went with the whole sorting hat since it's houses, and then the feel of the pattern paper on the right side. And of course we're at home too. So it just goes perfectly with all this. And I don't like bugs, I really do not, but these bugs are awesome and I had to use them. So I placed them on the right over here. And then I use some of the little puffy stickers from Crepe Paper from the add-on kit, and I just dot some stars, and I definitely needed to focus in on my daughter's photo since the stamp wouldn't go around her image. So I just add that there. And then I decided to add the Let's Play here above some of those stamped chipboard pieces. And that's it. I think this is my current favorite project that I've created. I love the colors and the stamp set. It just made creating this come together so quickly and so fun. I was so inspired. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you do some self-care and do some creativity for yourself and enjoy.